Dicejunkies. I'm Zeno Davis. I'm here with
Q.
And on Skype.
Get Blood Axe.
How's it going, man?
Better than you guys are, apparently.
Yes. To get another bucket of water after this show so I can flush the toilet. All right. Let's get started. You know, since we've had a historically frozen week in Mississippi, we'll talk about BlizzCon first. I guess that didn't go over well. All right.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, it's just that I tried to think of something witty to say, but they're not doing anything of consequence. So, like BlizzCon was like, hey, we're kind of, I don't know. Like,
not only has the weather been cold, but the reception for BlizzCon has been cold. Oh, fuck it. All right.
Dude, I don't know. Okay, you're the Blizz guy. So all I can say, I don't play Diablo. I don't play WoW.
Yeah. So they announced a Blizzard Arcade Collection, which is basically them going and dropping a bunch of... Oh, well, let me mute this here. A bunch of old classic games that Blizzard used to do. You have like the Lost Vikings, which is shown here. I mean, I used to play this stuff, I think, on my computer before. Oh, shoot. I think it was like Windows 3.11 or something. You know, like when DOS was still present on your computer.
Windows 95. Yeah.
So, Rock and Roll Racing I never heard of. Like I said, Blackthorn I'm familiar with. So apparently, yeah, they're going with 1993, 94. So it's just some really old stuff from Blizzard that they're doing with this arcade collection.
These aren't the retro arcade games I played.
Which apparently was released with BlizzCon, so...
It's not even that retro. It's only 1993. They didn't go back that far.
We're old, dude.
Oh, that too. But yeah. But, you know.
Like, we're retro now.
Like, I remember.
I graduated in 93, so that's kind of telling.
Yeah, I graduated in 1999, so. All right. Other than some old classic stuff, they also announced a Shadowlands patch, which why you have to announce a patch at BlizzCon, I don't really know. Apparently, they're adding some new 10 boss raid and 8 boss mega dungeons and stuff. So, if anybody still plays that game, I mean, there's still a lot of people who play WoW. I've gotten out of the
which WoW? WoW Classic?
Well, that's true too.
WoW non-classic. Is that what they call it? No, WoW non. What do they call the other one now? WoW non-classic.
I think it's just WoW, and then you have WoW Classic, and then you have the pirate servers.
The WoW Pirate. PAL? Is it PAL?
Self-hosted private WoW servers. I actually got on one of those recently. A buddy does, and played around a little bit.
We're allowed to say that? Like we said, hey, we've been pirate. Like
I don't know.
I haven't been playing it, so don't worry. I don't play it at all.
They haven't been shut down yet. So.
Well, nobody probably announced them like us.
I mean, I paid for the game, you know, so. It's not like there's any content I didn't pay for. I just don't pay for a monthly subscription to their servers anymore.
But that's what they want is the monthly subscription. They had a choice between the monthly subscription or their initial purchase money. They want the subscription.
Yeah, well, they can suck it. Apparently, they are adding the Burning Crusade to the Classic. So WoW Classic is getting less classic.
That's what I'm going. Like, is it still classic? How's that going to work with the classic if it was never released?
I don't know if they're going to do like the classic and then classic Burning Crusade. I don't know, man. Like, it's a little comical at this point.
They just whatever, just buy it. That's what they're hoping. They're like, buy.
Well, I don't think you have to rebuy Burning Crusade for classic.
Well, then how are they going to monetize it?
It's the way to keep people playing classic now.
I guess so.
I mean, a lot of people wanted. I know a lot of the people I know that played WoW wanted like Burning Crusade included in Classic because it was a good expansion. Most people who want Classic, basically, I think most people are okay with everything up until you start having pandas.
But they were fat, drunken pandas.
You know, so as long as Classic doesn't go up to Panda, I think they're okay.
Oh boy, I remember when that such came out. I was like, "Oh look, it's Kung Fu Panda."
Yeah,
and you know, because it happened around that time too. So I mean, it literally was time to be like.
So I quit playing World of Warcraft because I wasn't gonna play with pandas.
But there's pandas.
And I later got back into it, but when I got back into it, they gave me this free level up thing where I'd level up to the max. So I was able to actually skip the whole panda world. And then I just sighed every time I saw a panda go by me. And then I said, you know what? Fuck WoW. And I just got off of it again. And I said, this is not for me.
Did it play
anymore.
the saxophone here? Every time you saw the big panda. Yeah.
That's the release saxophone. That's what happened when they said, we got pandas now. Wah, wah. All right. Diablo 4 Rogue Class trailer was revealed. It's purely cinematic. I mean, just basically going, look, we have rogues too. Not a lot to it. Just
if you're in the ears, there's a lot of ears.
There are a lot of ears involved, like a whole closet of ears. Like it was,
man.
It was eerie.
This was the Quentin Tarantino foot fetish of ear fetishes, man. They go off on the ears, man. It's like ear, another ear, closet of ears, and I was just like, okay. Am I missing something? I literally looked at him and said, okay, I don't know the story of Diablo, apparently. What's with the ears? And he's just like, I don't know. Okay, ears.
Go kill Diablo.
They weren't demon ears, so I didn't get it. Because I was like, well, I mean, if they were monster and demon ears, I would have been like,
Speaking of Diablo, the best Diablo, Diablo 2, is being resurrected. Honestly, I might play this. I might replay Diablo 2. I still see Diablo 2 as my favorite. I think Blood Axe was not a fan of Diablo 2.
No, but it was during my first marriage, so that may have tainted a lot of my memory of the game and my life for that matter as well. So.
That's understandable. Been there, done that.
Yeah, Q's next.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Q has dodged that bullet.
I mean, for now. Not for an effort of trying, but, you know, I unlike y'all, like, I get those little warning signs I see ahead of time, and I'm like, oh, wow, I just realized if you're treating me this bad now, you're not going to treat me better when we get married. Like, whatever treatment you're getting when you're dating, remember, it's going to be worse when you get married. So if you already don't like it, it's not going to get better. Marriage does not improve relationships.
Though Mama Q is really hoping to see
she's
him
pushing
find a
me
good
toward
lady
it,
someday.
and I keep telling her, I say, look, I'll find somebody, but marriage is a death trap for a guy. It's like it's not very viable. Like we don't benefit from it. You've been married. What did you get out of it?
Oh,
that you didn't get before you got married.
I mean, what did I lose?
That's the answer.
that's the.
And I'm not opposed to it, but like the relationship has to be good before that, so that at least I know maybe it'll only get a little bit worse. But if it's already bad, you got to be an idiot to marry somebody if you're already having problems. Yeah, that's right. I did that. I went there. What?
Hey, you know. But yeah, so that was about it for BlizzCon. I had not even BlizzCon sort of slid under the radar, man. I had forgotten all about it. Of course, while BlizzCon was going on, I didn't have internet, so
and no water.
Still no water, but didn't have internet at that time.
True, like where our internet just came up, like around, like really fully came back up Saturday. So it's like. Literally, by the time we were just getting caught up, it's like, oh, yeah, a bunch of stuff kind of happened. I was too busy watching all this stuff about, like, Kathleen Kennedy, man.
Oh, yeah, that's been entertainment right there.
Oh, all right.
Nothing like a trash fire to keep you warm when it's cold.
Shoot. more like an actual dump yard fire.
Something else that happened while we didn't have any internet.
Disney, Nintendo, one of them bastards.
Nintendo Direct, they announced two new characters for Smash.
They're probably. I think the other character is like Daisy and what's her name, Peach, where it's like it's the same character with just slightly different changes.
Well, I mean, it says
Like, I think it's a
character
mirror
number
character.
79 and character number 80, but yeah.
I think she's a mirror character.
Yeah.
And her name is Mira, so like, or Mithra. Weird choice because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is not one of the more well-known games to my knowledge. Like, it's what, like, I know people that know the Monano Blade and know of the first game and the main protagonist. But
yeah,
like,
I owned the first game, played it, enjoyed it. I have not picked up the second one yet. I haven't finished the first one yet.
But like, I don't know anything about these characters or their fighting style. I'm aware of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but they didn't even stand out. Like, I'm aware of the main character from Xenoblade Chronicle 2. Like, I recognize him when I see him, but I'm like,
yeah.
Pyra and Mithra did not really register. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is an interesting choice for 79 and 80. We've seen so many requests for Smash Brothers, and these are not them.
Neither one of them is Waluigi or Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
So like, or Riku. Sora and Riku would have been a big announcement, but no, they keep snagging these. Like, I kind of think they stretched out
no Master Chief. No.
That's that was that other thing from Sony.
And no Chun-Li either. Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, no. The people have requested Master Chief for Smash Brothers, and I think Xbox even said they would be they'd be up to it.
Really?
That would have been a more interesting announcement because, I mean, I'll put it like this: with
Xbox is pretty willing to work with Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Xbox is chill, dude. They're not Sony. Like, but Pyra and Mithra, I'll put it like this: they got announced, and compared to the Sephiroth, like, no videos. I've seen no videos about Pyra and Mithra. Nobody having reaction videos. Like, Sephiroth, like, stormed the YouTube for a while when he got announced. And, I mean, while I didn't expect it to be as big, I don't think they made the exact top-tier choice. I think they kind of made a choice there that didn't really jump off.
But, yeah, like you said, though, there's definitely a lot of other choices, even in the Nintendo
they could have pulled, I mean, honestly, they could have pulled Thunder from Final Fantasy, what was that, 11, 12? They could have pulled other Final, like, I mean, he got Cloud and Sephiroth. I wouldn't mind seeing a couple other Final Fantasy characters. Or maybe, dude, oh my God, what if they went back old school and got a boy from Breath of Fire? Ryu?
Yeah.
Oh, man, one or two. Like, that'd have been a cool thing. So, I mean, there's characters they could have pulled that would have hit a lot harder. So, I think this is going to be oh, look, they added another, just like when they keep doing it with the other characters. They got like 9 of them from that one series.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be like, oh, look, they added another one of those characters. And that's going to be about all the reaction you're going to get. Fire Emblem, that's it. Like, they've got so many Fire Emblem characters.
But other than that, that's still playing. Let's turn that off. So
wait. So okay, no, it looks like they swapped out. So can she switch back and forth between Mira and Pyra? Huh. I just saw a shot where like they switched out. Okay.
I mean, there are 2 new characters. I mean, it says number 79 and 80. So.
But I mean, hey, look, I know what I saw.
They may have some kind of weird assist thing. I don't know. Other than that, they did announce that the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword has been re-released, HD version, and this one, while they're still going to have the mechanics for the Wii controller had, they will also have where you can turn that off and just use a standard controller to control the sword and the shield. So that'd be nice if you don't want to be swinging around the house or you don't have the room to swing around the house.
That's also a thing. You may not have the room to like get up and just go to town. Because I mean, a lot of living rooms and entertainment areas aren't set up for that.
Yeah. So they're adding more playability to it. I think they re-upped the graphics a bit with the HD and Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I never played the previous one, so I think it may be interesting to go back, especially being that I don't have to.
It's weirdly super important if you're into the lore, because it's the game where you meet Demos, and that's kind of the entity that's behind all the reincarnations of Ganon. So it's like a huge plot point to like play this game and find out how this all started. This is canonically the very first actual, by timeline, this is the beginning of everything. Like the Skyward Sword turns into the Master Sword. This is the beginning of the whole thing. So if for lore people, play it. You'll be interested in it to get your lore worked out. And I'd say that's a big, big thing. At least familiarize yourself with it. But if you can, play it and get this with basically the origin of everything.
And they're doing the full Nintendo thing where even though this is a re-release or a remaster, they're still charging $60 for it because Switch. They charge $60 for everything.
Nintendo doesn't put anything on sale, man. They are very adamant about we charge full price.
But yeah, July 16th is the release for that. All right, let's get a random encounter in. We've got a slow news week, so I gotta drag this out a little bit.
Unless y'all want to hear more about how we ain't got water,
yeah. Yeah, we think it was a slow news week. We didn't have internet for a while, so. Alrighty, that's a 19. Blood Axe, Deep Thoughts.
Oh no,
Ray is not a true hero. What do you got to say about that, Blood Axe?
I forgot all about number 19 on the list. I was hoping for 18. To be honest with you. So
well, at least you screw yourself on this now too. It's not just me and Q that are on here. You put yourself on here. That's mighty mighty nice of you there.
Well, actually, it's kind of appropriate considering the news that's happened over the past week and a half with Kathleen Kennedy and Gina Carano, because a lot of the reason that Gina Carano was fired was John Favreau created a true, strong female character, unlike Rey, who had no hero's journey, no humbling moments, nothing to actually challenge or push her at all. She was automatically better than a Sith master in Kylo Ren in regards to force powers and resistance. So what part of a hero's path did she go on to? Her mentor was not a wise aging mentor. It was a recluse who comes off from the Force, who taught her nothing about the Force. So she had no mentor. The entire thing about Rey as a Mary Sue is nothing like compared to what's happened with other strong female characters. So, I mean, if you look at the path Luke Skywalker went through, he had no parents, raised by his aunt and uncle who despised him. I mean, treated him like a slave for the most part. Pardon the expression, but that's how they treated him, as go out and work the moisture evaporators in the farm. All of his friends left him, and then once he finally is able to get away, his mentor is killed by, spoiler alert, his father. And then he goes off and has his arm chopped off. He gets his ass kicked by a Wampa. So he goes through all these trials and tribulations before he finally gets to the end, which Rey did nothing even similar. The biggest argument in favor of her going through hero's journey that I've even heard from anyone is Kylo told her that her parents were nothing. They were drunkards and sold her for drinking money. That is not a humbling experience at all.
Well, she was like a scavenger or something, right? I mean, in the first movie, she started off on this
compared
planet.
to Anakin's situation. She was running full free.
Comparatively, no. But
Anakin was a slave.
She had a little bit of a... It's not like she had none.
A little bit, but look at the powers that she had while she was actually scavenging in the Star Destroyer. The things that she was able to do with no training whatsoever. Her ability to fly and pilot ships was absolutely amazing. So no, she had no learning curve whatsoever. She was automatically the best at whatever she decided to do. And then that's what bothers me the most about the character is they didn't try to develop or make the audience interested in, oh, she's going through this, or she had this. Because if you look at The Empire Strikes Back, the Empire was on top at the end of the film. There was they tried that with the Last Jedi, but it was just Ryan Johnson being a dickhead. But she even at the end, she was able to use the Force with no training at all from Luke. The whole situation with her was an absolute clusterfuck. And go on another rant, and that's why I think that Kathleen Kennedy fired Gina Carano had nothing to do with her post, had nothing to do with her views, had to do with the fact that John Favreau had did something that she was trying to do, get fans interested in a female character, a strong female presence, and other than Baby Yoda, she was probably the most popular character of The Mandalorian above The Mandalorian. And she fired her, just finding any excuse to be able to get rid of her because she's the head of Lucasfilm.
And it wasn't just Gina Carano, like the Mandalorian lady. Actually, all the way from the beginning to the Mandalorian Smithy that everybody liked, and then the armorer, and then there was the heir to the Mandalorians. You like her? What's her name again? Red hair. Bo-Katan, and then there was the person working with Boba Fett. What's her character's name?
Fennec Shand.
Fennec Shand. All really cool female characters. All of them pretty tight. Like, the only female character I disliked in that was, like, Bo-Katan's sidekick. I really didn't like her. I felt like she was just a little much. Like, her attitude was just like bark, bark, growl, growl. And I mean, I don't really like that. Just you just like give her a personality, give her something to do. Don't But other than that, all the other characters were really well actualized. I loved the battle between Ahsoka and the lady that was leading the city, had the Beskar spear. That was cool. So, I mean, he had lots of female characters in his series. They all were pretty cool and likable and quite interesting. I didn't really have a major issue with any of them and actually enjoyed all of them. And when you consider that he managed to do this multiple times and Kathleen couldn't get it right once. I mean, here's the thing. What would you like? What's a character trait you would describe a Rey? When I think about Rey, I can't think of a defining character trait that really stands out.
She's a techie. I mean, that of the mean good with technology.
I'm talking about personality. Like, when I think about Luke, I think of hopeful, but also hot-headed and impetuous. Like, think of other characters. I look at the Mandalorian. I see, like, somebody that's stoic. Clearly has a soft spot, though, for foundlings. He was a part of this religion for a long part. He was a very strict members of the order.
The characters have character, and
they have character.
Bring real character to her creation.
Like, if I was gonna role play Rey, I'd have no idea what to do because she has no defining trait other than she gets a little bratty at times, but other than that, she's not particularly brave, hopeful, kind, courageous, stoic, disciplined. None of it. Like, she's just doesn't have it. She's one step above silent protagonist, man. Like, she's got very few traits. Now, some people would say maybe they did that so that little girls could see their self in them, and I'm like, no, that's not what people don't tend to idolize. People tend to idolize characters that have a personality, that have traits they want to have, not blank slates. And she's a blank slate. Yeah. She's a blank slate Mary Sue. That's what she is.
People want to have a character that has human flaws like we do, so they can become invested in that character whenever they both fail and succeed, and ultimately go through that journey with them. I mean, the roller coaster that we went on with Rey was basically, it was straight up to the top. There was no downs. Nothing happened that made you feel sorry for her. Even when she fell into the pit and was dealing with the sandworm, it was just like, oh, let me just heal it real quick, and then we'll be on our way. There was no humbling moment at all. And that's why I don't think she's truly a hero at all. And I think that had a lot to play in the part with what happened in the past couple of weeks with the Mandalorian crew. So I am really curious to see what happens with Kathleen Kennedy's contract when it's due up in September. I know she's very influential, has a lot of power in Hollywood, but right now she's toxic. She's a cancer at Lucasfilm, and I don't know if Bob Chapek's going to keep dealing with this shit or if he's going to try to find better leadership, because everything she's done, except for The Force Awakens, has made less and less money every single time.
Yeah.
And the only reason the Force Awakens earned what it did is we hadn't had Star Wars films in almost what, 15 years, 20 years. So yeah, all the hardcore Star Wars fans are going to watch it multiple times. Do I really like this? I think so. Let me go watch it again. I'll watch it 3 times.
Well,
So,
speaking of humbling moments, we will move on to our next topic, where we can watch this humbling moment of a dude's arms being frozen off and then ripped.
oh, Jax.
So new Mortal Kombat trailer was released for the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie. No Chun-Li, I hear.
Yeah. Apparently they left
Yes,
Chun-Li out of here.
Oh, but no, there is no Jax. I mean, no Johnny Cage.
That's
though.
the actual missing character we haven't seen. We haven't seen Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
It seems that the new character they introduced has replaced Johnny Cage, unless that's Johnny she's talking to there. But no, I think that's a new character. But like Johnny Cage has not been visibly seen.
Yeah, this is the new character.
Guy. So it looks like they're specifically not doing Johnny Cage. So for those of you who want to see an actual missing character, where's Johnny? That's the real question. But like other than that, Chun-Li is not supposed to be in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Like,
and for context, this all came from an article where people where
no, go ahead. Jezebel.
Yeah,
it was Jezebel was complaining about there's not enough female representation. They left out Chun-Li, and I'm like,
yeah. They later came back and tried to say it was a joke after they preached about.
Yeah, right.
So
but
that's
there
where
is
that's
actually no Johnny
from.
Cage. Like we have not seen Johnny Cage, and this is interesting because I was telling them I'm actually up on the lore, and I'm like, Johnny Cage is kind of integral to Mortal Kombat
Like
mythos.
I said, unless this dude inserted this guy as himself on and is taking the place.
Yeah,
of Johnny
because
Cage.
like depending on which timeline going on, but I mean Johnny Cage defeated Goro, but more importantly, Johnny Cage defeats Shinnok, and also is the father of Cassie Cage. So no Johnny Cage means your timeline's vastly different already, just because there's characters that can't exist because you don't have Johnny Cage. Also, weirdly enough, it appears that Sonya, well, now they're fighting in that shot, but it appears like they're working with Kano, which I'm still rather surprised by. But yeah, the exclusion of Johnny Cage is odd just because of how important to the overall mythos it
Hey, he
actually
got his arms
is.
back.
No, those are new ones. But the trailer looks pretty cool. We see, looks like Katana walking at one point. We see what appears to be Melina in a shot. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which Scorpion's looking really good. This seems to be very reminiscent of the recent special for Scorpion. Like, it looks like they're going to do a detailed kind of shot of why Scorpion's so pissed. So we're gonna get to see it starting to become the pearls for for little Bruce. It's like, what's your version of the Scorpion's family got murdered? Like, Sub-Zero is looking pretty tight though. It looks like he's gonna be possibly one of the most dangerous villains in the whole show.
I mean, watching some of his action here, you can see they did a really good job with him. So.
Like, for screen time, it looks like Sub-Zero's got it topped off. And he's also apparently beating the ever-living hell out of Scorpion. Though we don't know if that's Undead Scorpion, because I think that might be prior to, but I'm not sure. It may or may not be supernatural.
Undead.
I mean, no, there was a shot with Scorpion with fire, so I think he's going to... That's going back to the original Scorpion scenario where, like, that's the family murder, I'm guessing. That's Kano post of a fatality, it looks like. Because Kano had the heart rip out fatality.
Oh, yeah, no, he even says...
Yeah, there it is. There's a heart. He used to have the heart rip fatality. You also notice his face got scratched up on that side, the side that he's going to get his cyber eye on. So this seems to be prior to a lot of the
Well, they show him
stuff.
shooting lasers out of his eye later, so.
Well, I mean, these could be before and after. I think the movie is going to cover, because, I mean, we also know Jax gets a new set of arms. So,
Yeah. Was it here they showed?
I remember there was a laser scene. You had it a moment ago. I thought it was a shot of him shooting
It may have
laser
been
there.
further back, but anyway.
But for the most part, it looks good, but no Johnny Cage, which means they've made a major change. Like, there's characters that it's hard to leave characters out, but Johnny's definitely one that's
Yeah,
a
no,
big,
I mean,
big,
he's pretty iconic.
See,
so.
there's the fiery scorpion. Like I said, they have Scorpion
Yeah.
in flames.
That looks like nearly the same.
Fight? Yeah, maybe partway through after he gets his butt kicked, he goes, okay, now I'm not screwing around anymore. Like, I was going to try to kill you like this way, but you know what? Screw you, hellfire time.
Yeah. But anyway, so that, I mean, it looks pretty good. I think, I mean, it's going to be worth a watch, if nothing else, just because it's Mortal Kombat. It will be interesting to see what characters they leave out, what characters they put in, you know, maybe guest appearances that they do with some of the less common characters, just to see what all they do with that. It'd be
Oh,
interesting.
they got to sneak in a few they're not going to tell you in the trailer just to have a little fun.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm really, on top of the new character being added in, the absence of Johnny Cage is really a shock. Like, that one was the one that it took me a while to remember the mythos, but after I remembered the mythos, I was like, wow, that changes a lot of things about Mortal Kombat. Like, you know, Johnny Cage kills Shinnok. Like, he defeats Shinnok. Like I said, he has a daughter with Sonya. So it's like, this is definitely changes the story in a lot of big ways. And yeah, we don't see anybody cast for Johnny Cage.
He's not listed in the casting, so.
Yeah, Cole Young seems to be the replacement for that. Even with the way he's talking with Sonya, I'm thinking that he might be a love interest with Sonya. So it looks like Johnny Cage is just completely being replaced by this other character, which does that mean it's now Cassie Young? Like, I don't know what happens there. Like I said, this is definitely enough that it's gonna be hard now to integrate this. I mean, technically, NetherRealm Studios has the advantage of, like, NetherRealm, whatever the heck they're called. You know who you are. Mortal Kombat Studios. Like, it does have the timelines thing going on with Mortal Kombat 11, so they could introduce the movie character as timeline version. You know, of this is a hero from another timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But the absence of Johnny Cage was a shock. And I found it only made more, more wild because of the Chun-Li comment. Because it's like, there is a character missing that you would expect to be in the initial lineup.
Yeah, because, I mean, you don't expect every character from Mortal Kombat to necessarily be in it because they showed up over time.
But Johnny's one of the OGs.
But yeah, you have those major characters, and he was definitely one of them. So,
and they have everyone. They even have Kung Lao. Like, they have all the others, huh?
what was that?
Was Raiden in there? I don't remember seeing
Yes,
Raiden.
yeah, Raiden was.
He was.
Like, every character from the first Mortal Kombat game is present but Johnny Cage. He appears to be the only one that's left out.
Well,
Yeah.
Goro definitely looks better. I will say that.
Yeah.
Well, they used CGI instead of trying to do practical
Yeah.
effects because
Never mind. It's a joke.
the animatronic was a
as
rough
well as
idea.
Chun-Li one.
It's just like, I remember animatronic Goro. That was rough. Because you can't be mobile with an animatronic. It's hard. And thus, Goro had the normal animatronic clunky movement.
All right, so
Who's going to punch Goro in the dick now?
Young will, I guess, man.
Cole's going to be a cock puncher? All right.
Maybe. Avengers Endgame opening box office record has been crushed. Of course, it's not here in America because our theaters are barely open. But in
Might
China, apparently this Detective Chinatown 3 grossed $398 million in its opening weekend.
I watch a lot of Chinese movies, and I don't know that one. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
I
Detective
recall
China-
there being something about this movie
Well, I mean, it made a huge amount of money in China, so, you know.
Yeah, I was saying it came up as being predicted or something that China had said about it. It was going to be great, or I don't remember now, but I remember I remember this coming up before in one of our previous shows. So.
Like, the biggest thing is that it's China flexing its muscle again to show how much money their theaters can pull in, which has got me worried.
$398 million domestic opening versus $357 million domestic opening for Avengers Endgame. So yeah,
because my biggest thing is that
Detective Chinatown.
We know how
that sounds like such a corny name for a movie, man.
It might sound better in Chinese, like. But my biggest thing is that I'm worried Disney's about to have a gasm because, I mean, you know how much they chase that dollar. So I'm like, oh, Lord, Disney sees, like, they made how much money in a movie over there? So who knows what nonsense we're going to see.
You got any more
concentration camps to film at?
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's why I'm going, like, Disney's already proven themselves to have no dignity in regards to China. Like, they're on hand and knees. So it's like this, seeing that kind of money, they'll probably go chasing it, even though it's been proven that we, like non-Chinese movies aren't making a lot of money over there, but, like, they keep trying because Mulan flopped. But Disney's dumb. They're going to try again. Like, there's going to be another attempt to appeal to China. Now, this may have one good effect. They may decide to not cast a black Ariel now. What? Like we don't do well over there. Like, black stars don't do well in China. So
yeah,
they're gonna have to make a choice. Do they want that Chinese dollar or do they want the check mark, man? What do you want? You want the credibility or do you want the money? Because that's the problem. We might be turning woke as heck over here in America, but China ain't woke. You want China money, you better go traditional. So that now Disney's got a choice. What are we about?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the truth. I'm not being wrong. Like, if you want the Chinese dollar, I'm afraid they're not as proactive as we are, or progressive, or whatever it is. So, like, they're going to have to make a call. So, at least now, they're going to have to, like, they're over a barrel. Visuals. Anyway, poor Mickey. But they're over a barrel, and they're going to have to decide, do we want to keep playing this other card and trying to appeal to this group that, let's be honest, ain't got no money? Or are we going to go for the group that does have money, but also is, like, horrible and is possibly committing horrific war crimes right now?
Yeah.
You know, so there you go.
Let's get one last random encounter in.
Oh, there is an irony to that, though. They fired Gina for mentioning the Holocaust, yet they were literally over there filming at the concentration camps.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, I'm working hard.
Oh, okay, you did? I'm getting old, man.
Who wants to roll for the next random encounter? Guess it'd be Blood Axe because Q ain't moving. He's just staring off in nowhere.
Oh, he just wants me to roll number 18. Whoops. I dropped my thing. All right, hang on. 14.
14. Fuck. Hoovian, would you actually eat a jelly baby? I have eaten a jelly baby.
Have you really?
Yes.
I haven't. I'd be curious though. Were they flavored?
Or
flavor?
I don't remember. I think they were just. I think they were all the same flavor. They were just gummies.
That's boring.
Yeah, but I mean, back in the day, I mean, the Fourth Doctor was what I grew up watching, and
Tom Baker.
Yeah, because that's what that's the ones they show on the PBS, the public broadcasting, and
that's where I saw it too.
Yeah, and so it was all about the jelly babies, and so we went to Jackson had a Doctor Who convention that had the Third Doctor with the yellow car and all that up in Jackson, and so we went there and they had jelly babies, and I ate some Jelly Babies.
I don't think I'd do the Jelly Babies. Never was a big fan of the gummy candy anyway, and you did not sell it very well just then. It's something.
I mean, they were a soft gummy. It was not bad. I mean, as far as gummies go, if they're not the hard gummy bears that I bought the other day.
Okay.
What
about you, Blood Axe? Would you eat a Jelly Baby?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So 2 yeses and a no.
Yeah, my wife gets these gummy frogs all the time from the store, or if she gets gummy bears, there's certain flavors I like, and certain ones she doesn't like. The green, which is a lime flavor, I guess. So there's certain ones I will eat that are gummy, but yeah, gummies are fine.
If I recall,
like the Sour Patch Kids, those are really good too.
I recall right, they were a similar texture to. You ever had those orange slices?
No.
Yes, I've had those before.
It was a similar texture to those.
And I've had Sour Patch Kids. Now, Sour Patch Kids were pretty good.
No, I'm sure there's probably, just like we have gummy bears and gummy worms and all that stuff, there's probably variations of gummy babies as well. I think you can probably order gummy babies off of Amazon, I bet. Let's see. Amazon.
No, Jelly Babies.
Or
Jelly Babies.
Yeah, sorry, Jelly Babies.
Gotta get
I was thinking about gummy bears and Jelly Babies and just put them together. Jelly Babies. Bam.
If you put gummy bears together with Jelly Babies, do you get gummy pedo bears?
So there you go. There's Jelly Babies. You can order them off of. And there's multiple brands. There's Taverners, Gustav's, Bassett's. So.
You guys are weird.
What, man? It's random. It was on Random Encounters.
Look, it's like you've lost me. I'm just like, oh, gummy Jelly Babies, yeah. Let's
Jelly Babies.
Yeah.
One Jelly Baby.
I remember that. I know where it's from. I wouldn't also take a Jelly Baby out somebody's hand either. Just like, hey man, put this in your mouth.
No, you gotta reach your hand in and dump a couple from the bag.
They're always just wrapped in a little piece of paper too, like a little paper bag he had. It was probably not sanitary at all. But
and that's probably the most exciting discussion we've had this week is about Jelly Babies.
Yeah. I mean, well,
I want to know where Johnny Cage is. I don't think that's the case.
Well, you had brought this one up, something we had missed, I guess, last week. Ray Park. Hence, Darth Maul returned to Star Wars universe. This is interesting.
I like Darth Maul. During the show, it had come out late last Sunday.
Okay.
And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see the prosthetic that he was actually showing. I think it was on Instagram. There we go.
Oh, that needs to be painted red. That looks really weird when it's flesh colored.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
I always remind you of the Iridonian from Knights of the Old Republic 2 before you go dark side with him.
That looks like something from a hentai like that. That does not look okay.
Sith
well,
life.
You'd be surprised, man. Sith life. So, yeah, so with Ewan McGregor talking about them beginning to film the Kenobi series, you can start connecting the dots that apparently Darth Maul is going to be returning to the small screen with the Kenobi series on Disney Plus. And I'm really curious as a Star Wars fan how they're going to do this, because if you watched the Rebels show, they had their final duel on Tatooine, which was very anticlimactic, with Darth Maul hunting down Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan finishing him off relatively easily. So with Ray Park returning, number one, you've got the original Darth Maul, which is fantastic. But with his martial arts prowess, there should be some really good fight choreography, I would think. But I am kind of curious to see, from a canon perspective, are they going to basically retcon what happened, or is it going to be something that's intertwined in that doesn't have to deal necessarily directly with Kenobi, or do they meet off planet and have a stalemate and then come back around and Rebel still holds true? So I am kind of curious to see how this is going to be intertwined into the Star Wars canon. But I am excited because you have Ray Park returning back as Darth Maul, which I think we can all agree is the one character we wish we saw more of in the in the prequels, because he died way too quick, way too soon in the first film. He was really cool character to die that fast.
Yeah. No, he was a very interesting character. I mean, they tried to bring him back, like you said, in the cartoons and stuff like that, just because I think they didn't think they utilized him enough with as much of a hype as he had. I mean, he sold toys. He sold, merchandising was good with him, which, I mean, let's be honest, that's something that Disney's been missing a lot. So,
well, I mean, it's the same thing that George Lucas did with Boba Fett. You didn't have a whole lot of background information on him. He was very mysterious. You didn't see him a whole lot, but when you did, he was a cool character that everyone kind of gravitated towards. And I guess instead of oversaturating, George Lucas used him sparingly in that one film and didn't come back to him again until they decided they wanted to do the Clone Wars TV series, which I still don't understand the whole robotic bottom half and human top half, but whatever. But I am really kind of curious to see how he fits in with this, and assuming it is the Kenobi series and not something else, because all the other projects are supposed to be post Return to the Jedi. So this is the only one that would be kind of out of that timeline. Well, that and Cassian Andor, which he could be in the Cassian Andor series. Well, no, actually, that's coming next month. That's already been filmed. So I don't know, other than Kenobi, where he would actually fit in. So,
well, and I mean, in his tweet, it says, meet me on Dathomir. So, yeah,
and that's kind of, I mean, that's where his race has now been changed to originate from, was Dathomir. And if you've ever played any of the Star Wars games, especially the Fallen Order, you spend a lot of time on Dathomir. But Dathomir is actually a fun little planet to go to. Nothing you'd actually want to take your family for a vacation on. So that leads credence to the whole thing of, if it is Kenobi, he's not staying on Tatooine, which means he's not watching Luke the whole time either. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully by this time next year, what happens with Kenobi and with Darth Maul. But I am excited though.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. I think that's going to wrap up the show for today. So thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to check us out on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. Blood Axe has gotten back up to some gaming recently on Twitch. So if you're interested in that, definitely be sure to follow our Twitch channel for more gaming. And so you can watch this show every Sunday live at 3:30 Central Time. Ish. Other than that, I think Blood Axe is going to be in town this weekend, so he's going to be with us here in the studio. I think we're gonna finally try to get some group photos, stuff like that. I'm going to try to redo our website, clean it up some. It's been sitting out there for a while, and sort of working on a redesign for that. So hopefully we'll get that done, some of that this weekend. Plus we got some interviews coming up, possibly more than one. Well, we're not sure about that yet, but keep an eye out for that as well.
I've lined up one that's confirmed. The other one is tentative, but once we're able to get all the kinks ironed out, I think our fans will be extremely surprised and pleased with some of the content we have coming out with our interviews next couple of weeks.
Nice. And yeah, those are Skype interviews, our COVID safety interviews. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that. Be sure to, like I said, follow, subscribe, hit that notification bell on YouTube so you can see whenever a video gets posted. Thanks for watching, and as every week, we hope you enjoy.